the voice of Orestes, and we have a bunch of people laughing and drinking zivania. Hey, say şerefet to the camera. This is Loel. That is Can. You are the distributor. You give us zivania for the show. Thank you very much. So, back to more serious business. Well, you listen to Greek Propaganda every Thursday, 4 to 6 at Radio Magis. And we have people from abroad, and they came here. They walked a lot in our old town of Nicosia. Please, give us your reflections, and Hakan Çupan will facilitate it with translation. Go on.
Right, well, good afternoon. It's wonderful to be here. We arrived on Saturday, and in the days that followed, we've explored not only Old Nicosia, but Famagusta as well. And it's been a wonderful trip so far. It's been interesting to see the way that Nicosia is traditional, with traditional cultural shops and restaurants, and at the same time the way that globalization has taken hold in the form of transnational corporations such as McDonald's, Cafe Nero. It's been really interesting.
I think we've been received very
Can I
warmly.
translate by...
Yeah, go on. Do your thing.
Okay. By the way, I just want to mention William on the way. He said, I'm not going to speak. I'm just going to come and sit next to you. It will be experience. He talked more than us. Thank you. I'm just kidding. He said, William şey dedi aslında. Yani ilk geldikleri gün Mausa'ya gittiler. Welcome to Famagusta. I'm from Famagusta. And thank you for your beautiful verse for my beautiful city. Ve Mausa'yı çok sevdiler. Ve şeyden de bahsetti aslında. Yani bu globalizasyonun yani burada Lefkoşa'da özellikle işte Starbucks'ların, Cafe Nero'nun birçok büyük şirketlerin bulunduğu mekanlardan bahsetti ve bunun ne kadar küçük ülkelere, küçük şehirlere de bu kadar yaygın olarak yayıldığından bahsetti.
Okay, sorry. Before I was saying, we've been received really warmly, and everyone has actually been very friendly. Apologies if we've been asking too many questions. I'm sure you've seen us around the city, but everyone has been very helpful. And what I've enjoyed the most so far has been the creative spots and projects, and the art across the city is just beautiful. And also I had the pleasure of last night going to a jazz evening as well, which was which was a lovely experience as well. So it was nice to interact with the locals during the evening as well. So thank you very much.
Güzel bir şekilde yerlilerden kaynaştığından bahsetti arkadaş. Yani Lefkoşa'nın içerisinde geziyorlar sürekli. İnsanlara soru sormak için, çünkü araştırmaları bu yönde. Ve insanların tepkileri inanılmaz bir şekilde güzel. Ve dün akşam da caz gecesine gittiler. İnanılmaz mutlu oldular. Fakat en fazla hoşuna giden Lefkoşa'nın içindeki o sanat, yani grafitilerden bahsetti, Lefkoşa surlar içindeki. Onların ne kadar güzel olduğunu söyledi.
I just want to add on from my colleague's point about how welcoming everyone was. I absolutely love to be here. I've never been to Cyprus, let alone Nicosia itself before, and it is wonderful to be here, and I'm looking forward to the final couple of days we'll be staying here. My project in particular is to do with kind of vertical mobility, and during that time I've had the absolute pleasure of being able to meet with people from the sewage board. They've been so welcoming and opening about towards my project. And my general idea of kind of like the way, north and south, kind of like the underground system itself is sort of, can be unified due to sort of the way it's been constructed. It's been fascinating to learn the absolute sort of the history and the present and the past. I never realised how much history Nicosia had behind it, because I know so many people are interested on sort of the present issue at hand, but to sort of realise that it goes back to hundreds and hundreds of years, it's wonderful to sort of learn. I mean, I've done things which I never thought I would do before. Literally right now I'm on national radio in a country I've never been to. So I didn't think at the start of the day I would be doing doing this. So to everyone out there listening, it's an absolute pleasure to have you tuning in. Likewise, earlier on, I was handing out of the NGO group Peace Players, and they sort of allowed me to kind of paint towards their posters that we're going to hand on sort of the border patrol areas. And it's wonderful to know that no matter sort of who you are, there is a way you can kind of connect with the city itself. And feeling like originally I thought I didn't know how to sort of interact with the area itself, it's wonderful to know that even though as an outsider, there are ways you can kind of find your way into sort of different areas and realise the potential of what you can do and the information you may learn from just literally being here. So thank you.
Good luck, Hakan.
Thank you.
One or two topics.
Hakem. Öncelikle Kıbrıs'a geldiğinde arkadaşının az önce bahsettiği Kıbrıslıların inanılmaz bir şekilde sıcak ve hospitality'sinden bahsetti aslında. Ve inanılmaz keyif aldığını. Birçok projenin Kıbrıs'a...
Çok aşk, çok aşk.
Evet,
Lefkoşa'yı
Lefkoşa'yı çok sevdiğini falan bahsetti. Şu anda diğer arkadaşa geçiyoruz.
Buyurun.
Well, I've spent most of my time here researching the food of the country. And I would say that it's one thing that definitely unites North and South is great food and taking food very seriously. And I've been eating more than I probably ate in the last month before I came here. But it's been great and I've had some really delicious meals.
Buyurun Hakan Çoban. Telefon.
O da şeyden bahsetti aslında. Yani insanların sıcak olduğundan ve yani yaşadığı bu güzel tecrübenin ne kadar güzel olduğundan bahsetti. Fakat özellikle altını çizdiği şey yemeklerin çok lezzetli olduğu yönündeydi.
Friends, you have been listening to Greek propaganda. You are listening still. We have some time to go. This is the voice of Orestes, your host regularly 4 to 6 every Thursday at Radio Magis. So we'll talk about elections, we'll talk about British politics and Cyprus politics, and we're going to talk next about what it means Cyprus for Brexit, what means Brexit for Cyprus, and intricate politics, I will say, and Hakan Çoban will translate after I finish. The song you heard before is a Turku song, classic Turku song. It is sung by Vasiliki Papageorgiou. Yes, she is Greek, so Greek propaganda. That, legit, she is Greek. It's a Turku song, but she is Greek, so Greek propaganda it is. And I want to say that it is a Greek singer, Vasiliki Papageorgiou, that sang the previous song, the Turku song. Go on.
Az önce çalan şarkı Vasiliki
Papageorgiou
tarafından söylendi. Tabii ki bu bir Yunan propagandası olduğunu söylüyor. Bu yüzden tabii ki Yunanca şarkılar çalacak bu programda diyor.
And we remind that the deadline to register, if you want to vote, is 2nd of April. You can contact Hakan Çoban on Facebook if you want more information to see if you are eligible to vote, because we are doing propaganda here. Go on, translate.
2 Nisan Avrupa Parlamentosu'na oy vermek istiyorsanız 2 Nisan'a kadar başvuru yapmanız gerekiyor. Bunun için Hakan Çoban'a veyahut Akel Türkçe sayfasına mesaj atarak detaylı bilgiyi alabilirsiniz.
And we remind that this show is open, so if you're listening and you have a different opinion, come here, and if there is dialogue, there is opinions. Translate.
Herhangi bir farklı görüşe sahipseniz bu programa gelip bize fikrinizi söyleyebilirsiniz. Programa katılıp fikirlerinizi bizimle paylaşabilirsiniz. Dürüstçe ve açık olan bütün diyaloglara açığız.
Ve şimdi Rumca, I'm gonna say some things in Greek. Γεια σας αγαπητές και αγαπητοί. Ακούτε την εκπομπή Greek Propaganda κάθε Πέμπτη 4 με 6 στο Ράδιο Μαγής. Είμαι ο Ορέστης Τριγκίδης. Αν θέλετε να με βρείτε στο Facebook είμαι ο Ορέστης Τριγκίδης. Αν θέλετε να μιλήσετε, να πείτε οτιδήποτε, στείλτε μου ένα μήνυμα στο Facebook, ο Ορέστης Τριγκίδης. Είμαι ο μοναδικός με αυτόν τον όνομα στον κόσμο. Και το τραγούδι που ακούσαμε πριν ήταν της Βασιλικής Παπαγεωργίου. Είναι κλασικό τουρκικό τραγούδι και είναι από την Kalan Records. Οπότε αν πάρετε στο κανάλι Kalan Records θα βρείτε πολλά τραγουδάκια να ακούσετε. Υπενθυμίζουμε ότι το deadline για να ψηφίσετε στις εκλογές είναι του 2 του Απρίλη. Και τώρα, Βεσίμτη, we're gonna listen to another song. Is by the Swing Shoes, and it's an old song, Hasapiko Politico. And Ektem is gonna play it now. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. bit of a swing mood, and we're gonna keep talking. And what are we gonna talk about? That's a really good question. All right, reminding you that we're here with an agenda because it's a propaganda. Where is your chair?
I think you took my chair. It was
Yeah.
I may have accidentally spilled something, but it's okay.
Okay, friends, what shall we talk about? What's the future of Cyprus, man? Speak in Turkish. Hakan Çoban, how do you foresee? Go on. Is your spiel.
Cyprus. How do I see the future of Cyprus? Denik Serha.
You,
How
bilmem.
I want to see or how I see?
You choose.
I want to speak in English.
Buyurun.
How I want to see in Cyprus in future is like of course united, educated, but not in education level. Like I am not talking about education system. It can be, but it can be also in real life. Like people interacted more, respect more, hand by hand. Working for peace and a better world, without any discrimination. I would also like to welcome refugees. Like I would like Cyprus to welcome refugees, immigrants. I don't want any discrimination in the place that I'm living in.
Can I pose you a difficult question, maybe? It's a question that the Turkish Cypriot community administration has been pushing under the carpet, and also the Republic of Cyprus has been pushing under the carpet. There are people from Turkey, and I challenge you, Hakan Çoban. Some years, 3 generations, some of them they don't get even a tier and C passport.
Yeah.
What about them? Speak about that. Speak in Turkish.
In the future or now?
Speak about your feelings. There is this issue that is constantly being pushed under the carpet. In this show, we have said that there are children who don't have any passport, who don't have any human rights, and if we're going to speak about human rights, it has to be human rights for all.
Of course.
I challenge you, but it has to be whatever. What is legality? What is fair? What is reality? Is your microphone, your thing. You can speak in Turkish if you like.
What I believe is like if you're born in one place, you are from there. If you're born maybe your parents can be from Vietnam, but you're born in Cyprus. You have right to get benefit from that country, and you have right to get the IDs. But according to law, if you get this ID, your family should also get the ID because you cannot divide the family. But I don't know. Maybe at some point we should forget the laws and stuff and just focus on the person who born there. Because in Cyprus we have so many people, like kids of the immigrants in TRNC, that they don't have right. Or also we have sexist level. Like if the father is Turkish Cypriot and the mother is from Turkey or another country, they have right to get the passport of TRNC. But if the woman is Cypriot and the man is from another country, they don't have a right to get the citizenship. Why? Because, again, we see a woman as an object, so they cannot give their rights to a kid.
So, more difficult questions for you. You are here, okay, we're transparent here. You are working with Professor Dr. Niyazi Kizil-Yurek. The deadline to register to vote is 2nd of April. And what is his reflection on this matter? Give it your best shot.
Best shot is if you ask for someone's idea, we ask to him, not to his assistant or someone. I wouldn't answer this question from his mouth.
Okay, he's gonna come in about a month time, whatever.
Sure.
He's gonna come to this show.
And
You
we can
come
ask
here,
your question to him.
and we can put the difficult questions in English, in Greek,
In
and
Turkish. Perfect.
because we have to keep it real.
Yeah.
Friends, do you have something to say? If you're gonna say, speak in the microphone.
Is this still in regards to Cyprus and...
Whatever you feel like, the microphone is all yours.
Right.
Radio silence, radio silence, radio silence.
I think my colleague was right in bringing up gender disparities and gender inequalities. I think how far our civilization has come, it's sad that we still have these disparities and that we need to address them. First and foremost, I think that will help the whole the whole issue. That's all I have to say about
I'm gonna bring in a difficult question, difficult even to the European friends listening, if they're listening. Look, I have been studying China. There's a new paradigm of mass social surveillance, of social credit system. We live in an era where nations and borders, they are more transparent. You need other people. I will say in Cyprus, and you can translate, Cyprus is the number one country in the world of Facebook users per capita, is the number one on both sides. Translate this.
Kıbrıs istatistiklerde dünyada en fazla Facebook kullanan ülkedir.
And I challenge that if the social insurance office it closes for 1 week, nobody will care. It's just a small nuance. It's just a small disturbance. But what will happen if you cut Facebook for 2 days, man? What will happen in Cyprus? If you cut Facebook for 2 days, whatever the reason, what will happen?
Ve Orestis'in sorusu da şu yönde. Yani sosyal ofis kapanırsa
For example, yeah.
bir hafta ne olacak? Bir şey olur mu? Fakat Kıbrıs'ta 2 gün Facebook kapanırsa ne olur? Diye bir sorusu var. And this question is to me.
Yeah, what will happen if you cut Facebook for 2 days in Cyprus? What will happen?
For me, it would be so fun to just sit down in the cafe and observe people. And first, I like having eye contact, actually. I literally do. And I don't like so much dating or talking or flirting with someone on social media. But I really do in real life. And I'm in Cyprus, especially. In Portugal, it was so good. But in Cyprus, it's not. I really suffer for that. And I think it's going to be better for me. And so 2 days, I will have lots of fun.
How about people who have all their contacts, all their girlfriends, all their boyfriends online? They're going to lose for 2 days. What will happen?
I'm sure they're going to discover other sides of them. They will question the real life and what is happening. Let's live. Let's go back to old times, how we were doing it before.
Friends, I want to ask you a question. Mark Zuckerberg has an algorithm, all right? This algorithm helps promote some messages, and it was proven that this algorithm was kind of hacked and it helped Trump. It was the scandal of Cambridge Analytica. It's a UK company. What is the risks? What are the risks of social media in the modern state of states? What is it? You have a lot of things to say and you want to say it, and go ahead and say it, and Hakan will translate. Go on.
Well, I have actually been doing a social media experiment while I've been in Cyprus. So while I was here, I left my phone on the beach in Famagusta, and therefore I haven't been using social media as much as I normally do, and I feel much more relaxed. So, you're constantly bombarded with news about Brexit, about things that are happening in the world, and just being free from that it's been really nice, and it's meant I've experienced the country more directly, I think.
So you lost your phone.
Yes.
Okay, friends, you translate that. If you find a phone... hang on. If you find a phone from Augusta, you translate that. Okay. Tell them to contact the radio station.
Mausa'da telefon bulduysanız, Mausa sahip. Which beach was it? Palm Beach. Okay, Palmit sahilinde telefon bulduysanız Radyo Mayıs'a, Hakan Çoban'a ve Orestis Tiringides'e ulaşabilirsiniz. Arkadaşımız telefonunu kaybettiğinden ötürü 3 gündür Kıbrıs'ta sosyal medyasız geziyor ve inanılmaz rahat olduğunu, inanılmaz keyifli bu sürecin geçtiğini söylüyor. And I want to add something on it. Every year I wasn't using social media for 3 months. When I was living in Cyprus, also in Portugal, but now because of the job and stuff, I am using it a lot. But before, like every 3 months, every year 3 months I was not using it. It was so fun, so good. Like, I mean, if you promise me that we're gonna meet at 9, we're gonna meet at 9. I wait for 10 minutes and then I go. Like, because I am sure in 3 days you experience a lot of Cypriot timing, no? Yeah. So I think it's good, and also whenever you are free, you go there. Like you want to check your phone, you want to text with somebody. But there, I was like, okay, phone was not optional. So let's do something. I start drawing. I start doing something with my hands. I start wasting my time in a more productive way. and I think like I mean it's more relaxing. And
Before we go to the next song, I'm gonna throw in 2 keywords phrases: social media
and Zivania.
and borders. Okay, you cannot Zivania. Okay, social media, Zivania, and borders. Your microphone is yours.
Social media
Zivania and borders. It's an experiment. Radio silence.
Okay, Professor, what do you say about it?
Alas, there, give it to us. Give it to us.
Well,
As a professor.
well, I mean, yeah, and as a professor who does work on social media, you know, and I've written about, for example, the role that social media
You
plays
can translate.
in rumor. Well, I've done work on kind of rumors and the way that this is long before Donald Trump and long before Brexit and long before Cambridge Analytica, but the role that social media plays in kind of generating powerful kind of rumors, conspiracy theories, the way that facts are constantly challenged. And I think really what those words do for me, and not so much perhaps the Zivania, although I'm happy to be corrected, is actually the way that social media has led to both a kind of democratization of knowledge, but also a questioning of expertise. And the idea that experts are no longer taken.
Oh, we are tired of those experts.
Yeah, well, and we hear that all the time. And those experts might be people who are trying, like the governor of the Bank of England in the Brexit scenario, who was warning about the potential economic outcomes. But it's easy to dismiss somebody like that as engaging in something called Project Fear. Or it might be climate scientists who are dismissed for being panic merchants or merchants of doom. And what social media does, of course, is it creates communities in ways that it wasn't possible to before. So the kind of person that might have had extreme ideas living in a particular village, all of those people who were often kind of marginalized in society, or their ideas were isolated because they were kind of fairly off the wall, of course have found common ground, and those individuals are now part of global networks, and those ideas are given currency. And I think what we see is very radical ideas that previously would have been challenged on a kind of daily basis have gained extraordinary currency on an international scale, with often terrifying consequences. And I look to the events in somewhere like New Zealand a few weeks ago, and the white nationalism that is emerging. That is a direct product of social media, and the ability of ideas to flow, and the way that particular kind of communities are gathering together. And clearly social media companies, the Mark Zuckerbergs of this world who have developed these algorithms, they need to recognize the responsibility that those algorithms have.
Mark, get your shit together, man. Get the shit together. Translate.
Also, I would recommend the book called Homo Deus, and Yuval Harari's last book, 21st Rules for 21st Century, something like this. It was mentioning about all these things that we are talking about now, like how we are being manipulated through social media, Instagram. You know, like, I mean, we always see people are having fun. We always think like, okay, they're having fun, but I don't. But, you know, they have fun like once in a week, but they post it all the time, you know, like these stories and so on. So then you question your life, or you see someone so happy all the time, and then you are not, and then you become like a psychopath because you blame yourself a lot about it. Okay, I'm gonna translate. I just had to add. So, yani profesör şöyle demişti. Yani bütün bu sosyal medyalar, yani özellikle bu Facebook veyahut diğer aplikasyonların yönetimi altında bir şekilde beynimiz yıkanıyor ve günlük hayatımızda biz bunları uyguluyoruz aslında ve yani nasıl, neyi, nereden istediğimizi bilemiyoruz ve yani şu anda birçok yerde yani nasıl diyeyim, yani dünyanın öbür ucunda bile işlerin neler döndüğünü veyahut onlar burada işlerin nasıl yönetildiğini bir şekilde analiz edebiliyorlar. Zaman geçiyor. Orestes bana kızıyor. Şu anda ben Orestis'e yöneliyorum ve evet Orestes.
Evet, okay, you're listening to Radio Mayıs and you're listening to the show Greek Propaganda with capital letters, please. Every Thursday 4 to 6 and we're talking about, we have been talking about, it's almost end of the show. We're gonna play one more song. Just a reminder, if you want to register, and you can translate that again because repetition is key. If you want to register to vote, 2nd of April is January, so just throw your inbox on Facebook to Hakan Çoban to check out if you are eligible and stuff like that. And translate that please. And we're gonna play a
2
song.
Nisan'a kadar Avrupa Birliği Parlamentosu'na oy vermek istiyorsanız ki altını çize oy vermenizi öneriyorum. Oy vermek istiyorsanız 2 Nisan'a kadar bir şekilde başvuru yapmanız lazım. Detaylı bilgi için Hakan Çoban veyahut Profesör Doktor Niyazi Kızılürek sayfasına mesaj attığınızda ben onu yanıtlayacağım.
Okay, Öktem, do we have a song to play? Yes, we have a song. Let's play a song and we'll be back to say goodbye. Play a song.
Εντάξει.
Γράμματα μόνο φωτίζουν την ελληνική μας τη γενιά και μας δείχνουν φωτεινό το δρόμο για να φέρουμε τη λευτεριά και μας δείχνουν φωτεινό το δρόμο για να φέρουμε τη λευτεριά. Είναι του αγώνα μας τα φώτα κι ο λαός ακολουθεί πιστά. Έσωσε απ' την πείνα, θα μας σώσει πάλι απ' τη σκλαβιά. Έχει ενώσει όλο το λαό μας, έχει την ΕΠΟΝ και τον Ελλάς και έχει πρόγραμμα λαοκρατία. Ζήτω, ζήτω, ζήτω το ΕΑΜ και έχει πρόγραμμα λαοκρατία. Ζήτω, ζήτω, ζήτω.
Yes, we are back live. You're listening to Greek Propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you heard Katyusha. It's a Russian folk song. And this song has been used by the Partizani, the leftist Partizani in revolutions, maybe in Yugoslavia or whatever. And this is a Greek version of it. After the Second World War, you can translate that, there was a civil war in Greece because Greece fell to the west, but people fought for the east. And this is Katyusha, and this is actually a heavy metal rendition of the Revolutionary Army in Greece. Translate that. Good luck.
Aslında bu bir
Katyusha.
Rus şarkısı. Katyusha
Means
grubun
Little
ismi.
Catherine. Catherine, yeah, Little Catherine.
Küçük Katerin
Evet.
demektir. Yeah.
Yeah, I've researched about it. This is by Kitrina Bodilata, Yellow Bicycles, and this you can find this on the channel of Metro magazine. So, friends, we are near the end of the show. We have 5 minutes, and then we're gonna play something special for you. Last remarks. The microphones are yours.
Yes, Professor, we can start from you.
Yes, really.
Maybe just a reflection on what I've experienced in Cyprus over the past few days. So I think I first came to Cyprus in about 2012, and then I was back in 2015, and I was working with young people in 2015, something people called the Cyprus Friendship Program. An organisation, an amazing organisation that brought together Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriot children together to learn and to experience one another and to try and break down all of those divides. And the feeling I left Cyprus with in 2015 was a real sense of hope. Hope for young people and hope that there was also a political settlement on its way. Very sadly, I think I'll probably leave Cyprus in 2019 with a far more profound sense of hopelessness creeping in. And the reason I say that is because although I visit fantastic NGOs doing amazing work, and I'm seeing really great stuff at the grassroots level, clearly there are major challenges at the political level. And sadly, the thing I've heard from a lot of the NGOs has been that when the political talks aren't working, people drop in their participation in the grassroots. That these two things are directly linked, and that no matter how hard they're working to do great things at the grassroots, unless the political classes are talking, and unless there's some hope, there's a pathway, a clearly articulated pathway to a potential future solution, the grassroots could be left to wither. And I think it's a really sad thing to be hearing about. And I think that I know I can see you rolling your eyes, but
it's because of the Zivania.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe Zivania. Maybe there's some hope in Zivania.
Yes, definitely.
But it's a sorry reflection for me to leave with. But I think it's a reminder that everyone needs to work hard to make a brighter future possible. And that speaks. And I'm speaking as somebody from a country who is currently, self-consuming itself in a really tough political situation.
You want to translate?
We have like 3 minutes.
Okay, whatever. Just speak in Turkish. Whatever. Say your thing, whatever you want to say.
Ben de şey söylemek istiyorum. Profesörün dediğine ek olarak. Yani buraya geldiğinde, yani yıllardır buraya geliyor ve Kıbrıs'ta umutun gün geçtikçe azaldığını söyledi. Ona ek olarak ben şöyle bir şey söylemek istiyorum. Bir insan grubunu düşünün. Bir salonun içinde. Hepsi açlar ve yemek götürmeye gittiğinizde hepsi saldırıyorlar size. Siz yemek vermiyorsunuz, kaçıyorsunuz. Fakat o insanlar aç kalmaya devam ettikçe ve siz yemek götürmeye gittiğinizde onlar size bir umut besleyeceklerdir. Bence Kıbrıs'ta barışta böyle bir şey. Yani 3-5 kez bize gelip yemek vermeye çalıştılar. Biz her seferinde aç gibi yine saldırdık doğal olarak. Çünkü barışı isteyen, barışa aç bir toplumuz. Ve bize yemeği vermediler. Fakat bu bizim açlığımızı gidermiyor. Ya ölüyoruz ya da aç kalmaya devam ediyoruz ve barış umudu geldikçe bize, yani barışa yanaştıkça bizim umudumuz artacağına inanıyorum ben. Teşekkürler.
So, any last remarks before I close the show, friends? Go on.
Well, I'd just like to say thank you very much for having us on here. It's been very kind of you, and we've really enjoyed the experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, friends, my last remarks is that, yes, you are listening, and I want you to translate that. We're living in interesting times. It's beyond Cyprus, it's beyond Britain, and it's beyond Europe. The world is changing. We talk about social media and how it's a disruptor and taking advantage of the vacuums modern nation states with borders have. Good luck. Translate.
Dünya değişiyor. Dünya Kıbrıs'ın, İngiltere'nin ötesindedir.
Ve Avrupa.
Ve Avrupa'nın ötesindedir. Teknoloji gelişiyor ve bu da inanılmaz problemler yaratıyor hepimizin günlük hayatına. Ve bunların farkında olarak yaşamamızı talep ediyor Orestes.
And I'm gonna say this in Greek and English. First in English. I recognize these things beyond my bubble. I challenge myself a lot to see that the world is changing, and I have faith to you listening and to you in this studio in Radio Mayis, listening to Greek propaganda with capital letters 4 to 6 every Thursday at Radio Mayis, that I have hope with you that you can do far, far more. And believe me, every behavior you have, it's influencing every behavior. So coming to the votes is 2 April is the deadline. If you want to vote, you will have an influence. Politicians are afraid. Politicians are pissed off. Politicians see that the traditional nation states are coming into a huge challenge. So yes, you can do a difference. You can do a difference by not voting. Yes, you will do a difference. If you just sit on your ass and don't vote, yes, you will make a difference, believe me. And if you vote, you will also make a difference. But I'll challenge you, call Niazi, call Shener, and demand. Speak to them. Bother them. Demand them. Threaten them friendly way. Go ahead, translate this.
I'm not gonna translate it right now.
All right, in a friendly way.
You know, I don't like it.
Serious
I
times.
don't see it as a peaceful language.
Okay. Apologies. Buyurun.
And yani orasısın dediği evet değişen dünya içerisinde yani hepimiz bir değişiklik yapabiliriz, değişimin parçası olabiliriz. Kalçamızın üstüne oturarak da değişim yapabiliriz. Evet, sesimizi kısarak ve milliyetçilerin veyahut da farklı insanların seslerini bastırmaya çalışmadan onların sesi yükselirken biz oturursak evet hiçbir şeye değişim yapmayız. Fakat eğer gidip oy verirsek değişim parçası olup şey yapabiliriz. Gidip Şener Levent'e de gidip Niyazi Kızılür'e de oy verebilirsiniz. Onları rahatsız da edebilirsiniz. Fikirlerinizi de söyleyebilirsiniz. Sesinizi de yükseltebilirsiniz. Fakat lütfen ve lütfen harekete geçin ve fikirlerinizi açık bir şekilde belirtin ve oy vermeye davet ediyor sizi Orestes arkadaşımız 26 Mayıs'ta Avrupa Parlamentosu seçimlerinde.
Ask the difficult questions. This guy Hakan Çoban, bother him, bombard him with questions. What this, what that. Yes.
Not personal questions, by the way.
Okay. And if we need to find answers, let's find them together. Hopefully, you can replay this radio show on your university radio as well. So in this case, love you UK. Love
But
you
the
very
ones
much.
who listen this from UK, you can send me personal messages. No problem.
Lovely. Ladies and gents, you have been listening to Greek propaganda with capital letters. This is the voice of Orestes. We have been having here the bunch of friends for Royal Holloway, the school, and the University of London School as well. And they are spending here time in Cyprus, and Hakan Çoban, there is the propaganda. And now the last song
I will
is...
come again.
Yes, you will come again. Yeniden. You will come again. And now we're going to listen to the last song, a special one. It's by the Stavros Lansias, who is an internationally renowned Cypriot jazz artist. And it is the rendition of the film Topkapı, if you remember Peter Ustinov and Melina Mercouri. And it's a jazz rendition of Topkapı. And we're going to listen to it. Love you very much, and hopefully listen to you next. Thanks Octem for the sound recording. Thanks so much, and listen. God or love bless. Thank you very much.
Love is the solution.
Okay, play the song, love. Play the song.